'Cause I am searching, don't need to look outside myself to know that I am whole. And I've been learning, made it through the darkest storms, and I'm coming to my own. And I am worthy of love. I can learn to love myself just because.
Welcome back, everybody. Dinah, you look very serious. I was having a little me dance party, and you weren't even like, you were just deadpan.
I know. I have so much going on in my mind. I've been away, and I did a silent retreat over the weekend.
Oh,
and so I
yes.
was like, yes. So I'm like, okay, what's happening in reality right now?
Yeah, crash land, kaboom, kaboom.
Like,
Well,
let's
it's okay. We're
evaporate into
here.
life.
We're here. It's okay.
we're here.
Everything's good. And I
Everything's
think
great.
how was the retreat? Was it everything you wanted?
It was everything I wanted. I feel as though, I know it's really hard for people to do, but I would strongly recommend like a weekend silent retreat for everybody.
I can
Disconnect.
only
Yes.
imagine. Yeah,
Yeah.
love that. Love that. Well, welcome back, and welcome to everybody for, I don't even remember what episode this is, but your
Yeah.
latest episode of Real Talk with Emma G and Dinah.
Yeah.
If you are new to this space, this is where we have conversations with dope individuals who
Yeah.
are not just excelling in their field, but also making the world better every single day. And our guest this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are in the world listening, I'm gonna put it out there. This is gonna sound really cheesy, and you're welcome in advance. But she is making the world better one punch at a time. And I say this because she is a certified badass. She is the executive director of Krav Maga Worldwide. Deputy director of Krav Maga Worldwide. And I've been humbled to meet this woman a couple of times in my short Krav Maga world. But she's going to bring a different energy, I think, to this space. So I'm super excited. Are you ready, Dinah? Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Welcome to the stage, the one, the only, Kelly Campbell. Oh, the crowd goes wild. confetti, balloons, fireworks.
Hey, hi there.
And wearing the branding and everything. I love this.
Of course, yes, always. I don't want to tell you how many shirts I have.
I don't want to tell you how many shirts I have. And in fact, I have a bit of a funny story for you because Krav Maga Worldwide has a superhero t-shirt that my husband, DJ Stevens, brought to CDK a couple of months back. And I don't know if you know this, but I have like one of my lead singles since moving to the States is a song called Superhero. So I feel like we are like this. It makes me very happy.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
I have one of those.
Of course you do, because you're a superhero. Like I said, certified badass. So for those who don't know you, the Krav Maga Worldwide family is, I think, something that when people think about Krav Maga, they think Enough by J-Lo. They think about like random fight scenes in movies. They think of like scary wartime, things. Who are you? How did you get into Krav Maga Worldwide? Okay. And why is it such a passionate topic for you?
I've been this is my 29th year with Krav Maga Worldwide. I started training as a hobby. It was something I wanted to do in my life, and it kind of saved me from a crazy period by just getting in to be able to escape, get in and learn something physical, get my workout in, but then also be educated. And the type of people that I was surrounded by were just amazing people that it didn't matter where we were on the outside. We all had these same things in common where we just wanted to get in, train, and work very hard at what we did. So I started when the school in Los Angeles opened in 1997. And again, 29 years. It's hard to believe. And I found it by accident. They had a sales team come into my work. I worked in Century City in Los Angeles. And we had a book fair down in the lobby, and the sales guy said, come try a class. So I went in, tried a class, and I was hooked. It was amazing. It was just an intro class with Romeo, who was one of my instructors back then. And it was just fantastic. I had checkbooks back then. So I know people don't really have those anymore. But I handed it over and I said, look, if you tell me what it costs, I won't do it because I didn't want to spend money on myself. As a single mom, everything went towards my child and helping my family. So it was very hard for me to commit to something for me. But I was like, here's the side check, just do it. And here we are 29 years later. And I have been so lucky to be in a position that was never existed. It wasn't like I grew up saying, I want to be a Krav Maga instructor and I want to be teaching people all over the world. And so my passion for training, some people saw something in me that I didn't really know myself. And next thing you know, I'm teaching.
Yeah.
That's how I met your husband, DJ, and so many other wonderful people around the world, was on the mat training.
It's amazing.
Started off with. That's how I got started.
I love it.
My question I have is, in my mind, I'm thinking that Krav Maga is like a self-defense, right?
Mhm.
Is it like self-defense training? What?
It is, and it's self-defense. It's a fighting and self-defense system, and I think the idea, depending on the community, the idea depending on who you're talking to, one term may turn somebody off versus the other, but it was a system that was designed for an average person to learn how to defend themselves in a very short and efficient way, very short amount of time, very efficiently. So yes, we're punching, kick, kneeing right off the bat, sweating and working hard and feeling accomplished out of a 1 hour class. And I think that's what got me hooked is I got a high five from someone for giving a knee. And next thing I know, like it just was so exhilarating to start to realize what I could do and that I could, send a punch that would cause the damage that I need in order to defend myself. You guys know in all the movies, I was really big on horror movies growing up, and the woman was always falling down in the woods and going, oh, no, no, no. And I was like, I need to know if I get hit, if that'll happen. Like I couldn't wait to get in fight class to get hit in the face because I wanted to know if I was to the ground. And I didn't. And then that was great.
That's hilarious. No, I always get angry at the woman who falls down like in the woods. I'm like, come on, man, you're being klutzy. What are you doing?
Well, do something. Yeah.
Right. Get up. Like fight from the ground. Come on now.
Yeah.
I've been, doing Krav Maga, not obviously for those who don't know me, but I've been involved in the Krav Maga world for a minute, which is obviously how I met my husband. But one of the things that I really respect about the art is that it's something that I think is accessible to so many different people for so many different reasons.
Mhm.
And especially in, with the world upside down and inside out at the moment, with so many people stressed and overwhelmed and just feeling all the things that are going on, no matter what country you live in, I feel as if self-defense, it's not just about the physical act of being able to look after yourself. It's also about building that internal compass almost and figuring out who you want to be in the world and how to sort of activate that part of yourself. What was that journey like for you, if I may ask?
It was really huge for me in the sense of the unknown is scary. So until you know, you can assume, you can think that you would do something, respond, but until you can actually put it into practice and be like, wow, did I just accomplish that? Did I just get attacked by 4 different people and I was able to get their hands off my throat and, defend a knife attack, in the training or just simply, be able to work through the drills. And I think that's something that we do very well as a system and organization is every class you feel like you were in a fight in some fashion and that you were successful, not to a point to where you walk out feeling like you know more than you do, but it lets you know that that was better than last time. I'm getting closer to it. But so there's these little rewards, but the unknown is the scary part of knowing whether or not can I hit hard enough to cause damage? You ever have those dreams where it's like you're in a fight and there's no power and there's nothing there and it's just like a useless waste of energy. And it's like, is that what's going to happen? Or will I have the ability to recognize the threat and then respond? So the unknown and getting into where I'm like, I can punch well, I can see the target, I can identify the threat. Those were huge moments for me in given me the confidence, not that I don't seek it out. I've actually unfortunately been told that, I don't know if it's a good or bad, but told that just the way that I carry myself, I'm generally not going to be targeted because of my stature and the way that I carry myself, which I trait to my Krav Maga, in that I'm aware of what's going on and that I'd be willing to act. So I think just having the idea that you can respond is a huge part of it.
Yeah, I like what we're kind of feeling into a deeper sense of like the physical power, and weaving that into mental or emotional like empowerment or confidence. How have you seen students, you've been doing this for quite some time, like maybe within yourself or seeing students over these many years, like how does that connection kind of feed the other?
I think that what I've seen, you see someone come in, especially when you're doing a really short seminar where you have people for just 2 hours, and you have them walk in and not being aware of what they're doing. They have no idea why they're there. And then, they're nervous. They start punching a little bit and they have no idea what they're doing. But by the end of the class, when they're just hitting as hard as they can, and then they are able to defend themselves, the way that they change, the way that they walk 2 hours later is such, I get chills every time I think about it. I do this certain thing called walk the line. I do it at the beginning of class and I do it at the end, and everybody's very nervous when they first go through, and at the end everybody's like, yeah, and they feel good and strong. And it's just such an empowering thing to see people change. The most memorable student that I have was from a seminar I did many years ago at the Air Force Base here in Palmdale. She came to me and she wrote me a letter afterwards, and she said, now I feel like I can take my daughter to the park again.
That's
And
huge.
the meaning that she was so frozen from what had happened to her that she was terrified, and it started to give her the ability just to be able to walk outside and enjoy life and give that back to her daughter, which is really another part of what Krav Maga is about. It's not just against the physical violence, but the idea of building the confidence to know that you have the skill so that you can enjoy life, and that you also recognize the discomfort of being in that thing and not wanting to go there, so that you're more aware and that you can also protect your family so that you can live a life with enjoyment. That's walking in peace.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, there's so many questions I have. One of the things that, especially since moving to the States and, training under the Krav Maga worldwide system, I feel like there's a lot of conflicting ideas around what it means to train and what it means to train effectively and what it means to build confidence. And I've even, seen people make comments about, the difference between feeling empowered and actually being able to put fists into the fight and actually be able to apply things. When it comes to like building that confident, knowledge-based, confident skill with your students, is there any like body type or age type that you feel most what best suited for Krav Maga, or is there, I don't know, like what are some of the conflicting sort of pushback you get on training?
Well, I mean, I hear a couple of different things with what you're asking. So one, the system was made for everyone, right? The idea is that the mentality behind the training is the key, and it has to work for the average body, the injured body. You have physical limitations. You have to figure out what works for you. So I think that it's important that the system is not for just the young and the healthy and the athletic, right? You don't have to be an athlete to be able to come and learn to train. But that's what EMI designed the military for, the system for the military, right? So it is for everyone. And I'll never forget a moment with Darren when I got my first degree black belt, and, he does this little head tilt, and he looked at me before he handed it to me, and he said, the system was made for you. EMI would be proud. This was made for you, right? It's like the idea that it was made for each of you that are here. and everyone, not just for the athletics. So the build doesn't matter. The size doesn't matter. It's meant for everyone. You also asked about the process of getting confidence to be able to do it. So confidence isn't something that I can give anybody. What I can do is I can help give you tools for you to find the confidence within yourself. Create an environment that allows you to put in the practice, right? You can't get there if you don't practice, right? You can read, you could like you learn, but until you put it into practice and you can test it, that's when you know, wow, did I do that? I did that. It's like, all right, I know I can do this. So you start to recognize what you're able to do, and also super important is recognize what you can't do so that you can continue to train to get better at it, right? So the areas that you struggle, you have to keep doing it and work harder. So confidence comes by training and applying. I want you to have the confidence, but I can't give it to you. You have to find that on your own through the practice. And I see that a lot. I can see I've had the pleasure of watching people build their own confidence and walk through, and people from level 1 that are now in level 3, and to see them get the grid and understand everything. And that's where the knowledge comes in, right? So with knowledge, comes great responsibility and understanding what you're practicing. But I think the other area as a system too, it's like recognizing how people learn. Some people can learn just by watching. They adapt to it. I had a student come in, I saw a move. I said, "You train in Muay Thai?" He's like, "No, I watch it on TV all the time." Young athletic kid, I thought he was a trainer. He mimicked it so well, right? But then there's the visual learners and the auditorial learners. So we really put a practice in understanding how the human how everybody learns, and we have to apply to everybody within that 1 hour class. So we really look at how can I give the most to everybody depending on how you receive information.
I love that. As an educator, as we say in New Zealand, I totally talk all that. That's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm just curious about like the day to day too, like how we can apply it to our day to day like situations. What skills are important for people to learn that could actually make a difference in their day to day?
In general, the practice of Krav Maga is the physical side of it is worst case scenario, right? So where your awareness skills didn't match, you misread a situation, and now hands are on, or the attack comes from the unknown, and now you have to deal with it in that sense. But before we get to that physical altercation, what can we do? There's having the understanding of recognizing a potential threat. And this is actually something that, we're really putting a big focus on is situational awareness and being able to, using your peripheral vision, right? A lot of people get tunnel vision and they're so distracted. So being mindful of just small things that are around you so that you can just be aware of the person that's, pacing back and forth and just looks a little not normal to you, right? So we get very desensitized in our world because we're always so busy and we put so much on ourselves that we get distracted. But once you're out and about in the public is get off your phone, pay attention to what's going on around you. And we talk about that a lot within our training of being aware of your surroundings. What does that mean? It's like just recognizing if somebody's getting too close to you or if somebody is angry or yelling at somebody else and you're walking towards them. So there's a lot of different things that can be done. And soon we'll be offering up some additional training that's very specific to the practice and changing patterns within yourself. So it's about the patterns that you develop. When you get out of your car, are your keys already in your hand? Or do you got to wait till you get to your car, look down, and now you're digging through your purse for a long period of time? It's like, how can you harden yourself as a target by the way you carry yourself? Simple practices can help you every day out in the world by having your head up and looking around. Someone sees that you're aware, they're less likely to target you. Having the body language, having your stuff out and available to you. Another big one is jogging with headsets. Don't block out I know that it's great to have your music while you're going, but if you're out in the public, you don't want to be completely 100% distracted. Have one earbud out, some very simple things. Well, I guess it's simple to me, but it's not always that simple to everyone else if they don't know. I was once teaching a women's seminar and I was just like, so excited to start the combatives. And I was like, it's simple. And this woman was sitting in there. She looked at me and she was like, you're crazy. It's simple for you, you know? And I was like, all right, Kelly, let's tone it down a little bit and recognize like who I'm teaching with the world. Cause I'm in it so much that I've done it so many, certain things so many times, but I can never just say yes or no in one answer. I always give you like 3 examples of everything. Ask
What-
anyone who teaches, who I teach.
No, I love it. I love it because I mean, obviously, you know, I've been able to. I was in LA and you know met both you and Darren and CJ while DJ was doing his 3rd Dan black belt. You know, so it's really nice being able to see that. You know, when you're so entrenched in something. But I want to take this kind of a step back a little bit because I think it's to that woman's point. It is easy to look at somebody like you who very, you know, walks with purpose and intention and is very aware of their surroundings and their presence compared to, you know, somebody who is less aware. It's easy to feel intimidated by that when you're trying to learn and when you're trying to, you know, figure out, okay, how do I become my own certified badass, right? With regard, and especially like, I mean, not apologies in advance for getting kind of personal, but you know, I realized that the Krav Maga worldwide world has been rocked recently with the loss of Darren. And you know, now you and CJ are kind of you know, holding the baton and keeping the fire alive. But how do you balance that with one being a female in a very masculine dominated world and being able to still give grace and permission to other women to allow themselves to adopt their confidence and become their biggest baddest selves while you're still balancing, you know, everything else that now comes to the new worldwide world.
Yeah. You know, I think that the practice, you know, when I'm on the mat, I don't think of much else other than my students and sharing a knowledge that I have, sharing something that I believe wholeheartedly in, something that I know changed my life and that I've seen changed others. So I don't want to sound like it's not important, but I don't think so much on like, how do I be better for everybody? Everybody is my student. And when you're on the mat with me, my goal is to give you everything that I have. And I think of that as in, depending on the personality that I feel and the energy that I have, I might approach you a little bit differently. So a little thing that I learned after that seminar with that woman is that it's like, Kelly, what hat are you putting on today when you walk on the mat? So sometimes I do decide to be either hardcore Kelly or, you know, a little bit softer based on my audience so that I know that I can be a little bit more approachable, right? So I started with the very aggressive. I can walk in and teach a bunch of military guys and I go and it's great and I have fun. But if I use that same energy when I walk into a survivor's room, then I'm going to terrify people. So there is a balance that I find based on my audience. You know, what approach do I need to give to them? And that's just understanding you know, what my audience, and I learn every time I'm with my students. You know, she taught me a huge lesson right there in that moment. That one thing she said to me, that one look on her face, let me know that I wasn't being my best self as a coach to that group. And so I switched it right away. And so, you know, that is something that I find is important. And on the line of, you know, balancing it as a female, I was given some advice very early on, and it's what I ride with. And it was, one, I treat every student the same. You have to, like, we're all naturally attracted to certain types of people, regardless, just like energy and things that happen. And then there's people that might have a cover of where they just are a little more introverted and they seem less social, right? And you don't know what they're thinking. You can't read them. It's just approaching them the same way. Give everybody the same attention as you're going through it. So I think that, so I'm sorry, the rules that what I was given was, one, if you feel like you have something that you can give your students, right? So you look at a group. I am a new Krav Maga instructor walking into a group to teach. some guys that are law enforcement, military. You can tell they've got a lot of grit. And I'm like, who am I to teach them a straight punch? Like, who am I? Simple
Right.
question was this: stepping outside of the room, taking a look in. Do you see something you can fix?
Mm.
Can you make them better? Yes, I believe that I can. I believe that I can see what's going on with them and that I can make them better. That's the way I treat everything. And so I think that with those two approaches, treating everybody the same and knowing that I can fix them, and that has given me the ability to not run into as many issues as a female and a male and dominant. I don't put any credit into those guys that want to challenge me, except maybe I knee them a little bit harder or I lay hands on them. I do have a couple of tricks. Then it goes into it. And I think that our community, I didn't grow up in a traditional martial arts world or go to MMA gyms. I grew up in this great environment where everybody was equal. And I've always felt that way. And I always get the support of my team. And with that community, even from the very beginning all the way up to today, my team supports me. And I think we work together that way. And I don't really put it in the difference that I'm any different than I was before. I hope I answered your question. It was a little bit kind of spread around there, but I think our community, and I go to any school, the people that are that stay with us and are attracted to us are generally good people. The people with attitudes that are just there for themselves and, you know, want to create bad energy, they don't last. They fade away. And then the good ones stay. And that's who we have today. Everybody that is still with us.
I have noticed this. It's one of the things I love about Worldwide.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, as usual, we have just a few minutes left here, and I want to go deeper into conversation. But if somebody listening right now, or even for me, like I've been super curious about, you know, listening to, you know, Emma talk and currently now you talking, I'm getting a little bit more excited about stepping into the front door there. But if someone wants to become more stronger or just more confident, what would you say to encourage them to take that first step to actually open the door and come in?
Be okay with discomfort. Walking through and trying that first class is really the step to see. Like, I never thought it was, and it just like it clicked for me right away to go into it and to try a fun skill. Like, the idea of just the act of doing it can have its fun. Here we do something very serious in a very fun environment, and I think that let yourself take that step of walking through the door and give it a try. Your classes will go at your own pace. They're not going to push you to do anything that will harm you. They might make you a little uncomfortable because you're doing something new, but that's the practice of anything you do new for the first time, any new fitness gym or anywhere you walk in. Be okay with discomfort and walk through the door. You won't regret it.
Yeah. No, I often tell my empowerment through songwriting and singing clients, if this is your comfort zone, this is where the awesome stuff happens. So you need to be willing, right, to like get out of yourself and really embrace embrace your strength and embrace your voice and embrace, you know, and I say that kind of wink, wink, nudge, nudge to Dinah, because I'm always talking about my voice, and your voice, but that's one of the core concepts of Krav Maga as well, right? It's like that awareness, using your voice, leading with, you know, confidence as you develop it, etc. Right?
Yeah, everything is scary when you first start it. You don't understand the what does the class expect of you? Like, how do we organize? But after you go once or twice, then it's like, okay, I know what to do. I stand here, you know, we face this direction. I'm holding the pad this way. But yeah, getting in the door is, you know, I think usually when you walk in, the front desk people are always very greeting everywhere you go, and give it a shot.
Yeah.
It's changed so many lives, and I believe it will change yours. So I hope next time we talk, I want to talk with you again. I'm going to follow. I want to see you in a classroom.
That's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Donna. I'm going to drag you to CDK.
Yes. We're going to have to do a girls' night. Yeah.
Oh, well, this can happen. This can happen.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Kelly, obviously you're based in LA, but you travel the world doing Krav Maga workshops and speaking at conferences and things. But what's the best way for people to get in touch with you personally if they want to learn more about the woman, the myth, the legend?
Oh, I don't know that I'm a legend.
Not yet. Not with the attitude. Come on now.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Embrace it. Embrace it.
Yeah. So I'm always happy to receive emails, and those that have gone through training with me. Even from students, you're always welcome to reach out to me. My email it's kellyc@kravmaga.com. So I'm always happy to speak with individuals to see what will work for their path based on where they are. Sometimes people just need to know that it's okay too. That's the other thing, is sometimes people feel like they need permission to go in. So anything I could do to help someone be okay with making that next step. kellyc@kravmaga.com if you'd like to reach out to me. I'm happy to communicate.
Perfect. And we'll put all those in the show notes as well on how you can become your next certified badass for yourselves. But until next week, friends, thank you so much for your time, Kelly. I really, honor the work you do. I love just the impact that you're having on the worldwide community. It's just really, really inspiring. And now that I'm an official courage coach, I'm looking forward to feeding into that.
See you in phase one.
The world of just building confidence. I love it.
Thank you guys so much
yeah,
for
of
having me
course.
on.
Yeah. So everybody else who's listening, of course, please don't be a stranger. Just be strange. Reach out to Kelly if you are interested in learning more. And we will see you next week. I will be coming to you live. Will I see you next week? Yes, I will see you next week, because I will be coming to you live from just about to board New Zealand on my book tour. So watch this space, y'all. I'm excited. Okay. Be good, be kind, spread love like it's going out of fashion. And don't forget the Krav Maga world handshake of kicking people where it hurts. Okay. Kita.
Kita. Bye. Thank you.
'Cause I am searching, don't need to look outside myself to know that I am whole. And I've been learning, made it through the darkest storms, and I'm coming to my own. And I am worthy of love. I can learn to love myself just because.